Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to Jack Hoth, The Legendary Journey. I'm going to do a little bit of gameplay here for you. As you can see, I've been playtesting. I'm just about done getting everything into the game. There's still a few things left that need to be put in, some quest things that need to be finished up, some miscellaneous things that need to be put back in. But I've been playtesting through so far. You can see I've got up to... I'm in level 4 here. And I'm just going to show you a little bit of gameplay here at level 3, or area 3 actually. I'm not going to explain a damn thing to you. But I wanted to show off combat a little bit actually. Let's just head on down and let's find an enemy I haven't killed yet and kill him. So the enemies in this area are all more or less the default graphics from the MV program. A lot of the enemies through the game are going to be the main characters that I've made myself with the generator programs and stuff that I've got. But I wanted to go with a little bit of variety, so some of them are the static images and some of them are the more animated guys. Hello, I can't hear you, I'm on drugs. Can bring enough to share. Considering the array of stuff we're traveling with, I don't think we need anything else. Oh please, this ain't shit. A party in Amsterdam for a week, then come back and tell me about using drugs. Whoa, great titties. What did you say to me, you filthy pig? Oh, well, let me show you what I really like. Werewolf transformation. There's some good old-fashioned nightmare fuel. Really, it's horrible and gruesome. Take our word for it. Damn crazy Swede. And if you know Mr. Science Data 3000, you'll get the references. So what we've got here... Because as was true of the previous incarnations of the game, every single main enemy has its own dialogue, all of which references something. Every area has its own theme, so we've got 2 Torgos and a Tor. Again, more references. So to show you some of Jack's special skills. He doesn't have a whole lot of skills at this point. There's actually one I just added in that he doesn't have, because if you're doing a new playthrough and you add new stuff in, a lot of times it won't show up in the playthroughs you're doing. So we've got How Not to Be Seen, as you can see up there. Up here, it tells you what the skill does, so you can see what everything, Swift Strike with a good chance to cause bleeding wounds. Assassin skills 2, which boosts evasion and counterattack. You can do any of these, so let's go ahead and use a hemorrhage on Torgo. Titties, McBoobs, can use some magic, and she has a ton of attacks that you get pretty quickly. She's probably going to be one of your main damage dealers through the game. But we want to go ahead and just attack. Cutie Cake has lots of magic. You can't see his special skills for the most part, but he has tons of magic. So we've got lots of different heals for a single target. For allies, we've got group healing. We've got curative for poison. Restoration cures blindness and paralysis. Mind cleansing cures silence, confusion, fascination, aka charm, and sleep effects. Resuscitation brings somebody back from being knocked out. Fairy light is your basic attack spells. The fairy blessing is a boost defense, so we can go ahead and use the fairy light there. And then we've got that guy, who is your archer, a marksman, and he can use Bodkin arrow, which is an actual type of arrow. Whack. That also has a chance to cause bleeding wounds. So that did pretty good damage right there. Whackety whack. Now you probably noticed... I'll wait until it gets done. Now you probably noticed there... Okay, so they got hit with bleeding wounds. That's what the icons above their heads means. They're bleeding. So they just took some damage over time, DOT damage. The light attack that Cutie Cake used has a chance to cause blindness, which, you know, interferes in their ability to attack. Bleeding wounds causes damage over time. I added in several new types of effects and states and stuff in this, including passive skills like Jack already has one. It's called Self-Defense Against Fruit, which is a Monty Python reference to the TV show Flying Circus, and that boosts his ability to counterattack. And let's see, is there anything else? So anyway, the other thing you may have noticed is that when Torgo hit Titties, there didn't do a whole lot of damage to her. That's because elemental matchup. Their damage matches her strong defensive element. Each character has an element. Enemies also have elements. You'll notice that sometimes one character will do a lot more damage to an enemy than other characters, or than they do to other characters necessarily. That's because they're hitting with their strong element against somebody who's weak against it. So in this case, Titties obviously is fire. The hair should be a giveaway, if nothing else. So, you can also hear battle music. I'm going to have to turn that down for the actual video, but you should be able to hear the music in the background. I've put some events when you transition between areas so that the music for the battle should change up fairly frequently. You shouldn't get stuck with the same songs, and it's randomized, so you're never going to get the same songs on any particular playthrough or any time you move through. It's always going to change up. So, okay, let's go ahead and hit now. Some of the advice that I would give early on in the game, of course, is attacking one enemy at a time, but since you get damage over time effects like the bleeding, and there's also burning and others, and poison and effects like that do damage over time, sometimes you want to spread things around. Or because in this case Tor, the big ogre, orc guy, whatever he is, he does a lot more damage, so you might want to try and get rid of him quicker. Or, you know, try to blind him. That's what I was trying to do with Cutie Cake, was blind him so he'd do less damage, most likely. So Titties, we can use her attack. Now, of course, the thing is, when you have enemies with matching elements to one of your characters, like Titties and Torgo's, she's also going to do less damage to them because her element is the same as theirs. So we can also use some magic. No, we don't have enough SP because, as I mentioned in one of the other update videos, using your spells and stuff, everything uses magic points and skill points in this case. So we're going to have to attack with Cutie in order to get some points up. There goes to these. Missed. Alright, so you can see the icons switching up here. That means that it's being affected by burning and bleeding. So it's going to take 2 damage over time effects, and you can also see here both this icon here and over her head, Titties is being affected by power burn, because of the skills you used. Sometimes when your character uses a skill, they're going to be affected negatively. For example, we don't have him on screen yet, but when you get your warrior, Meat Shield, a lot of his attacks cause him to take a damage or not a damage, but a defense debuff. Because basically he's going all out with these attacks to do huge amounts of damage, but at the cost of his own defense. He off-balances himself. Okay, so now we can go ahead and try and hemorrhage Tor. Sorry about that. Alright. So I think we're just going to guard with... Okay, so we don't have enough magic points, so... Good grief. We're going to have to... Cutie is going to have to get some magic points back. Alright, so as you saw there, both of the Torgos died to their damage over time effects. Titties is still being burnt. Now you may have noticed when I used that item on Cutie Cake that he got 110 magic points back, or mana points, whatever you want to call them. Either one is applicable. Normally it would only give you 100. You may have seen that. You probably saw it in the description thing for the item. But he has a special skill. You know, it doesn't show up in battle, but it does show up on in the menu, and I'll show you that. And he gets additional ones over time that boosts the effectiveness of healing items from him, because he's your healer. So, for example, I don't think we'd be able to show it, because this battle's just about over, but, for example, if we were to use Weasel Tornado Alt Beer, which is your basic healing item, recovers 250 hit points, and have Cutie Cake use it on himself or one of the other characters, it's going to give you more hit points back. 275 at this point, I think. So we can go ahead and just try and finish Tor off. We can use a less expensive skill here. Let me just attack. Whack. Nope, missed. Only 22 damage. Turtle Blade. Nice hit. Ouchie, ouchie. This will probably be enough to finish him off. Nope, missed again. Missed again. Oh, that killed him. Of course it did. And we've got a battle results screen here. This will show you who's leveled up, and then it'll show you a level up screen, and if they have new skills, it'll show up over here. So you get kind of a thing, and then you have battle spoils that shows you what you've won. We got the money bags here. So let's go ahead and I'll show you some of that stuff. Ooh, the talking tree. Psst. Try not to forget about that. So, I can show you things like the money bags. Now, this is something I hadn't really taken into account when I was coming up with this, but it's not that big a deal. But you get a random amount of gold, or poontang. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that as the name of the currency. I thought it was funny at the time, but I'm not so sure now. But I'll probably keep it. I don't have any other ideas at the moment, but you get a random amount every time. So 2658, 2669. Then there's also the big money bags, 2711. So you get a random amount from the bags every time. So I can show you some of the skills, the passive skills here. So you have, like I said, the self-defense against fruit. Again, that's a Monty Python reference. And it increases his ability to counterattack. Titties has a passive called Hot Kiss, and then there's further ones that increases her chance to fascinate or charm enemies. Cutie Cake has Medic, which increases the effect of healing items. That guy, he doesn't have a passive yet. He's only level 10. So, yeah. Equipment wise, this isn't too different from the earlier games, but it's a little bit more streamlined. It allows you to see all of the effects, or all your attributes over here. And another good one, let me go ahead and go find the shop. It was a flaw in the earlier games using VXAs that when you wanted to buy something, you couldn't really see all your characters. This one, you can. You can just hit the back and forth arrows to see your characters over here. So that you can see that these are all of Jack's weapons that you can buy. I need to get descriptions in on this stuff, so it's not quite done yet. There's still more stuff I need to finish. It looks like I need to put the prices in the descriptions for the weapons, because for some reason it's not in. Well, it shows you what you can and can't buy, and then like you can click on it, then it shows you, and you can always hit X to back out if you don't want to spend that much at the moment. But the important thing I wanted to show you here was just that there. And you can also equip right from the menu, it looks like. So you don't necessarily have to back out. You can buy something and then equip it immediately. So, reasonable selection of weapons there. And then there's also an armor dealer that you'll be able to find. Of course, lots of funny things in the environment, just like the older games. There's all these potions and stuff in this inn alone, this inn has potions and stuff and a few other things. You can... the bread, all of these cases, basically anything except for this, where they have the dishes and stuff, that is always... Okay, I need to do tile set stuff too. The fireplace won't always have something on it. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It just depends. But generally speaking, if there's something like just sitting around here, usually you're going to be able to interact with it. Not everything, but a lot of the stuff. It just depends on the area. I can hear, the tree stump doesn't have anything on it, but I guess really a lot of the environmental stuff in this area doesn't have anything on it. You can backtrack a little bit and show off some of the areas. Now these tree stumps you can't interact with for a reason. Usually if it just looks like it's in the environment and it's just part of the environment, it's probably not going to be interactive. But that it just depends on the area, because Area 4 has tons and tons and tons and tons of stuff in the environment that's interactive. You can see the treasure chest there I've been opening along the way as I've gotten keys to open it. But yeah, that's some of the features, some of the stuff that's in the game that you can play with. I don't think I have any keys. Yes, I do, so I can show you that. Key items, something else I added in I thought would be a nice one is warp keys for the ends. So once you get to an end, you can buy a key, and it'll just take you straight there. Yep. And some beer. Because I've talked about the treasure chests before. They're completely random what you get from them. I can go ahead and show you the warp key for N3. I haven't bought that one yet, so I'll go ahead and do that so you can see it. It'll be this chick here. They don't cost a whole lot. But if we just go ahead and go back outside. Oh, I guess it did have the N3 warp key. I never bought one for the first area. Oh well. I can just show you. You just use it on a character, and it takes you directly to the ends, to where you can rest and recover. The 18 poon tang for one night. Recovery and resuscitation services includes. I need to change that. Included. Massage optional. Would you like to stay? No. And of course, there's lots of characters up in the inn area. But there you go. Showed you a little bit of the combat, some of the newer features, and just some of the stuff that I put in the game. I hope you'll enjoy it. So ETA on this shouldn't be too much longer. Of course, I need to finish all the playtesting, make sure everything works, balance out the combat. Right now, I think there's still some tweaking I need to do. Doesn't seem like enough of a challenge. I'm debating on how much of a pain in the ass I want it to be to get through the baddies to start with. I think I might leave it the way it is for now, but then make sure that once you get your full party together, that's when, there's going to be some difficulty and you're going to actually feel threatened. So we'll just see. It depends on how things feel as I'm playing through. So far, it hasn't been too bad, but I want it to feel like it's a challenge. And right now, Area 3, it's not all that challenging so far. As you saw with that battle, it went pretty smoothly. They didn't do a ton of damage, so I'm debating on that one. We'll see when the game gets to the final stages. Now, if you have any input on that, if you would rather it be a bit easier to get through since it is a comedy game, or, since the battles are the vast majority of the gameplay, you want that to be challenging, let me know. Because obviously the battles need to be challenging, especially after you get your full party together. I'm definitely doing that, but let me know about the earlier areas, the first 3 areas. if you'd rather it just be kind of smooth and not too, oh my god, I'm going to die. Or if you'd rather it be more of a challenge all the way through, just let me know if you have any opinion on that. I'll take it under consideration. So, I think that covers everything and then some. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.